everyone present here at School 51 and to our television viewers to this January 14th, 2025 meeting of the Elizabeth Board of Education. We are here to govern, provide management oversight, and make policy for the district. The superintendent manages the district. This is a meeting of the board in public, not a meeting of the public. This meeting is being recorded and will become part of Elizabeth Board of Education permanent record so that the recording will adequately reflect the proceedings. Please refrain from talking while others are talking. And we ask that you silence the sound of your electronic devices since it is legally mandated that these proceedings be accurately recorded. We may ask for order periodically should noise begin to interfere with our recording capabilities. There will be a public portion for citizens to address the board. Participants of the public portion must personally sign in prior to the start of the public portion so that they may have an opportunity to speak. The sign-in sheet states the name, address, and telephone number of the person and the reason they want to comment, whether it is an agenda item or a general education comment. We are pleased that you have taken the time to join us this evening here at the Board of Education, and we thank you for your interest in the Elizabeth Public Schools. Mr. Kennedy, roll call, please.
Barbosa.
Present.
Barbosa is joining us virtually. Bathlis. Carvalho.
Present.
Chevres. Jacobs. Present. Marino Ortega.
Present.
Goncalves Pestana.
Present.
Rivera. Neron.
Present. Please stand for a moment of silence for the following team members we have lost. Retired bus driver from Thomas A. Edison Career and Technical Academy, Frank Marinacho. Retired administrative secretary for the Visual and Performing Arts Department in the Imperial Building, Deborah Lillian Carroll. And retired custodian from the George Washington Academy of the Science and Engineering School No. 1, Mr. Nathaniel Burns. Our thoughts and condolences go out to their families. Please remain standing for the presentation of colors by the Admiral William F. Halsey Junior Health and Public Safety Academy, Junior ROTC. At this time, we will have Commissioner Stephanie Pestana lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for the Star-Spangled Banner.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave? For the land of the free and the home of the
Thank you. Let's give our junior ROTC a big round of applause. At this time, I'd like to have Board Member Jerry Jacobs lead us in the Pledge of Ethics.
As a member of the Elizabeth
Public Schools Professional Learning Community, I will treat people as I wish to be treated. To do that, I pledge to understand that the school community is a special place. Listen respectfully when someone else is speaking by paying close attention and not interrupting. Speak in a calm voice and use proper language. Dress appropriately for teaching and learning. Inspire the best of myself and others by celebrating successes in learning from mistakes. Care about others by demonstrating acts of kindness. And be a lifelong learner by taking every opportunity to learn from others.
Thank you, Commissioner. Everyone may have a seat. Again, welcome to our regularly scheduled Board of Education meeting. At this time, I'd like to introduce our Superintendent of Schools, who will now introduce our student representative.
Thank you, Mr. President. This evening, it is my pleasure to introduce J.C. Chavez from the JBJ STEM Academy. J.C. Chavez is a dedicated and hardworking senior at JBJ STEM Academy, School Number 92, where she excels as a leader and advocate within her school community. J.C. is a computer science student who is deeply involved in school activities, serving as the Secretary of Student Government. In this role, she works tirelessly to represent her peers and contribute to the betterment of the school environment. She is also an active member of the STEM Club, the Yearbook Club, and the Newspaper Club, where her creativity, teamwork, and leadership shine. In addition to her organizational involvement, J.C. serves as a peer mentor to underclassmen, offering guidance and support to help younger students navigate their academic and personal journeys. She is also the co-chair of the Breaking Barriers Conference, demonstrating her passion for fostering inclusivity and addressing important issues within her community. As a student leader, J.C. is committed to advocating for change and empowering others. Her dedication to making a meaningful impact through the organizations she belongs to is a testament to her compassion, her resilience, and a vision for a better future. It is my honor to be able to introduce J.C. Chavez, who will be joining us here.
Let's give her a
Please
big round of
welcome her.
applause. Let's give her another big round of applause. Thank you, J.C., for joining us. Ms. Kennedy, can you please include our student representative in the roll call so that it reflects her attendance this evening?
Yes, duly noted.
Thank you, Mr. Kennedy. At this time, we will have public participation. Citizens may address the board at this time. Microphones are open to the public for those who have signed in prior to this session. Each statement made by a participant shall be limited to 3 minutes in duration. The total time for public comment shall be limited to 60 minutes. No individual is able to yield their time to another individual. All statements shall be directed to the presiding officer. No participant may address or question board members individually. Each speaker shall comply in all aspects with Board Policy 9322. Copies were provided right next to the sign-in sheet. The following rules shall apply. Time limits will be strictly enforced. No personal attacks on individuals or naming of individuals. No vulgar or indecent language. A person may address the board no more than once during a single meeting. Comments will not be debated. Any person in violation of the policy will be warned, and their comments may be terminated if necessary. If such violations continue, this individual may be asked to exit from the meeting. As a reminder, this is a meeting of the board in public, not a meeting of the public. At this time, do we have anyone that has signed up?
Nobody has signed up this evening.
Thank you, Mr. Candy. At this time, I close public comment portion of this meeting. At this time, our superintendent will present the community updates. Sure. So our superintendent is requesting that all board members join her in the front row. So we'll come around.
I hung up on Di.
Absolutely. All right. To commence our presentation this evening, we wish to express our profound gratitude to a remarkable group of individuals, the esteemed members of the Elizabeth Board of Education. These 9 dedicated volunteers generously dedicate countless hours to ensure that every student in our district has the opportunity to thrive academically and personally. In observance of School Board Recognition Month, we are honored to present a framed resolution signed by Governor Phil Murphy to each of our board members as a token of our sincere appreciation for your dedication to the children of the Elizabeth Public Schools. We thank you for your unwavering leadership, tireless dedication, and the invaluable sacrifices that you make each and every day in service of our children and our schools, and we thank you for that. We'd like to begin.
Mr. Jacobs? Thank you, Mr. Jacobs.
Up at the end.
Want to take this time out to thank our superintendent, the administration for that awesome recognition. We have some beautiful framed certificates, so we definitely thank you for that. And thank you to all my fellow board members for their countless hours of dedication and support and work here in this district that they do tirelessly, and they do it because they care and the passion that they have for the district. So I want to thank all my fellow commissioners. And to our newest student representative, thank you for joining us and taking the initiative to take the leap. At this time, to conclude our presentations for the opening calendar this evening, I would like to share a video showcasing the continued partnership between the Elizabeth Police Department and the Elizabeth Board of Education, and continuing our youth mentoring initiative that we have here with our Chief of Police, Giacomo Sacca. The Elizabeth Public Schools students will again have the opportunity to participate in valuable mentoring sessions. I have to say that I've had first-hand account in witnessing these mentoring sessions and how amazing they have been, and the connection and the relationship that our Elizabeth Police Department is fostering with our students is incredible, and definitely will change the future of this city for sure when it comes to relationships with our law enforcement, which you know is needed throughout the country. Throughout the academic year, dedicated officers will engage with the students from several districts, guiding them and cultivating them in essential life skills, and such as patience and perseverance. And through engaging through educational interaction and interactive sessions, students will also foster positive relationships, as I just mentioned, that we've already seen. At this time, I want to ask, I think we're going to go to the video, right?
Hello everybody, I'm the Elizabeth Board of Education President, Stanley Neron. The 2025 new year has just begun, and that means we are now celebrating National Mentoring Month. During the past year, along with Police Chief Giacomo Sacca, it has been my great privilege to sponsor the Elizabeth Police Department Mentoring Program. I am pleased that our partnership through the mentoring program will continue again in 2025. Students at our participating schools will once again take part in a weekly mentoring session with law enforcement officers.
My name is Giacomo Sacca, and I'm the police chief for the City of Elizabeth. I'm proud of the partnership that the Elizabeth Police Department has built with our Board of Education. The program was a resounding success. Students' behavior improved, their grades improved, and their class attendance improved. We're able to foster both of our missions in making sure that our students have happy and healthy environments in which to progress through their lives.
Thanks to the programs and initiatives such as the Youth Mentoring Program with the Elizabeth Police Department, our students are receiving vital support to ensure the future is bright here in Elizabeth.
Don't like to see myself on video. So I just want to talk about the initiative really quick. Every month, a different board member takes a different month and a different theme with several initiatives. And last year, thanks to our president, President Charlene Baffles, we were able to start these initiatives. We've worked out very well. And as president this year, I want to continue those initiatives and allow for the continuation of such a wonderful initiative to continue in our district. So the next month, you'll hear another board member with another amazing initiative and so forth and so on. So thank you again to our Elizabeth Police Department. It's been a great partnership that not only starts in January but continues throughout the year. And at this time, I want to ask Mr. John Swisher, a partner with our outside auditing firm from Suppley Clooney and Company, to come forward and present our audit report for the year 2023-2024 school year.
No, it's fine. I can stand. I can stand. I got a loud voice. Trust me. My wife tells me I project. You shouldn't have a problem at all. My name is John Swisher. I'm a partner with the firm of Suppley Clooney and Company. Our firm was appointed by the district to conduct the fiscal year 2024 audit. The audit is required by the state of New Jersey. Every school district in the state has an audit, and the district chose our firm to conduct it this year. This is for the year ended June 30th, 2024. The results of those audits are contained in the two reports you received. The large report, which is the ACFR, the Annual Comprehensive Financial Report, and the small report is the management report. I'm going to start with the ACFR first. The ACFR contains the opinion on the financial statements. And that's really the thing that you pay us to do, is to render an opinion on your financial statements as to whether they're free from material misstatement. In other words, can you trust them, okay? And to do that, we perform all kinds of tests on account balances, on revenues, expenditures, et cetera, to gain the confidence that we can render that opinion. What you're looking for is an unmodified opinion, okay? And that's what you've got. Most districts in the state do get it, but it's the best opinion that you can get. And basically means that when you open this report or you look at your records on a day-to-day basis even, that you can count on them, you can rely upon them to make decisions like small things like the budget that you're going through right now, the preparation of the budget. So unmodified opinion on the financial statements, that's the first piece and probably the most important piece. There's two other letters in the report which I'll address briefly. One is on internal controls and compliance. Internal controls are your internal rules and regulations to make sure the transactions get classified properly in the amount, account, and period that they're recorded. And we look at those controls to make sure they're suitably designed, and then we test them to make sure that they're actually being implemented. For instance, an approval of a bills list by the Board of Education is one of those controls. And we make sure that the bills are approved each month, whether they're signed off as received, et cetera, et cetera. And we can render an opinion that the controls are suitably designed and they're functioning. That's important. Here's an area where you would see comments and recommendations. If you had a problem with your internal controls, happy to report there are none. The second part of that letter involves compliance. Compliance is at the federal level, at the state level, and also at the local level. Here in the district, the rules and regulations you have. Bid testing would be an example of that. When you award a bid, make sure these things are done properly. And so we do a variety of tests on compliance. There's another area where you could see a comment or recommendation. I'm happy to say there are none this year. I'm also happy to say that last year's report did include a comment on your net cash resources, which involves your food service operation. Your big problem last year is that you had too much money in your food service, according to the Department of Agriculture. The district put a corrective action plan in place to spend down the balance appropriately, which you did do, and I'm happy to report this year that that comment is out of the report, so that's good news. The third letter that's in there involves the single audit. Single audit is when you have over $750,000 in either federal or state expenditures. As you can imagine, the City of Elizabeth has much more than $750,000 in expenditures on both federal and state grants. When that happens, we're required to do additional testing on a program level to make sure that you're in compliance with either federal or state regulations. Again, we selected programs, and we select different programs each year, and our testing in that area also did not reveal any comments or recommendations. So this is all, we have 3 letters in there, and they're all clean this year, which is good. The one problem that we had last year is taken care of. And problems do come up from time to time. It's good to see that the district looks at them, they address them, and they're taken care of. So that's good news as well. The second report, the smaller of the two, the Auditor's Management Report, is designed by the Department of Education in the state of New Jersey, and they ask us to report on various areas of compliance that they want us to look at: payroll, purchasing, your treasurer's report, capital assets, et cetera. And that's where you would find, if there were recommendations that were cited in the opinions that I just discussed, they would also be included in the Auditor's Management Report. And again, since I addressed before, there are no comments. The Auditor's Management Report is clean as well. So all good news. As you go through the ACFR, the big fat report, which I'm sure you'll all memorize, there's all kinds of interesting information in there. And what people usually want to know is, where did we land? How do we do financially? And I'm happy to report again that the district is in solid financial condition. I will point out, and I do this each year, the district is very diligent in funding restricted reserves, okay? The state allows you to put money aside for capital, okay, your capital reserve, which is for things that are involved in your long-range facility plan, and maintenance reserve, okay, for unexpected maintenance problems that might come up during the course of the year. I can't emphasize enough in a district the size of Elizabeth how important it is to fund those reserves appropriately. And you've always done a very good job in using some of your surplus to fund these reserves. And the proof is kind of in the pudding that you utilize that each year. These aren't just reserves that sit there. You utilized over, what did I have? Over $22 million of those reserves, maintenance and capital, were utilized during fiscal 24, doing various projects throughout the district. And so you're funding the reserves, you're utilizing the reserves, and that's good news. if you look at your surplus, it trended up a little bit again this year, which is good news. And that really kind of makes your job in terms of budgeting better and easier. I mean, it's not easy, certainly. But maintaining your surplus and the amount of time that the administration puts into that, we have long talks about surplus, not about surplus at June 30th, 2024, but at 25, 26, 27. That's also the good mark of a good district, that they're looking down the road as to what's coming. Because as we know, the landscape when it comes to state aid, it does change, okay? And there's a lot of really substantial conversations that go into the planning and where you're going to land down the road. So that's basically what I have right now. I'll stop right now and see if there's any questions from the board on anything I've gone over so far.
Board members, do we have any concerns or questions?
And I should say that these reports are large, and you just received them. I'm happy to come back at any time and address any problems as you go through the reports. I also should take a moment to thank administration for their efforts with this. You got to understand that we're in there for a long period of time, probably over a month all told, sitting here and picking on these folks when they're trying to do their day-to-day jobs. And it's been even a little bit more difficult with all the grant reporting that you've had this year with the COVID money that's kind of starting to flow through and starting to end up right now. It's a tremendous burden on them in terms of the reporting that's associated with that. In addition, you have this very large ESIP program going on, this energy savings project that's going on. It's a lot. And then they have us, okay, bothering them. And just Mr. Kennedy, Mr. Malhotra here, the rest of the staff and administration, they do a good job. We ask questions, we get answers, and that's kind of really important as well.
Mr. Swisher, I just want to say it's been over 10 years. I know we've had a great working relationship, and the reports haven't always been this easy, and it haven't always been, a clean slate. We came a long way, and we've done an amazing job with our team here that works really diligently, and with your team doing this over a number of years. Thank you for your work and the work that you present us with this year. And to our staff, we want to thank you as well for the great work that you continue to do. So, thank you.
Tremendous. Thank you, everybody. And again, if you have any questions down the road, please feel free to reach out. Oh, I'm sorry, Jerry.
Mr. President?
Yes,
Yes.
Mr. Jacobs.
I'd like to echo your comments as well, and also thank Mr. Swisher and his partner with Suppley and Clooney for the excellent job. Now, this is the first year there was no findings, though, correct?
You've had, I think before this year, you might have had one or two that you had no findings. You had a tough run at the beginning, okay? And again, I can't emphasize, we have conversations, and when I talk to administration, things get enacted, okay? And that's the thing. If you have a common recognition, it's not the end of the world. We're going to find, so you're a large district, okay? You're going to have problems from time to time. It's how you address those things and move forward. So I think I'd have to go back, Jerry, and look at that. But I think you've had a couple of years with us where you didn't have comments. And actually, I forgot, I didn't embarrass my friend Eric out here. Eric Zimmerman is the manager on the job and actually does all the work where I take all the credit. So I really should acknowledge him as well back there.
Well, thank you, Eric.
There you go. But again, thank you very much, Jerry. I appreciate your kind comments. And again, any questions that you have, we're always available for you.
Yeah, so again, thank you, and I also would like to thank our staff, Mr. Kennedy, Mr. Malhotra, along with the business office, in making sure that these audits go through clearly. And also, I think it's a refreshing sign of considering the fact that the future landscape looks a little bleak for us, that at least we have a clean slate going forward. Thank you again. Thank you, Mr. President.
No problem. Have a good evening, everyone.
Thank you. Have a good evening. Thank you for that presentation. So it would be fitting for the public to know that at one point in time, we were the 4th largest school district in the state of New Jersey. We're now the 2nd largest school district in the state of New Jersey, which makes it even more challenging at times to manage and make sure that we can come up with such a report. So again, thank you to Suppley, Clooney and company for their great work. At this time, we want to turn it back over to our superintendent for our community updates.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to be able to share our community updates for the month of January. Next slide, please. So we have an amazing opportunity to be able to share an event that's going to take place tomorrow at 4 p.m., the wreath-laying ceremony across from City Hall. Wonderful opportunity to recognize the valuable work of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. We're going to have very many members of our community in attendance. We're going to have many of our students also performing tomorrow afternoon. And we certainly invite everyone in the community, in our school community, to be able to join us to be able to celebrate the life and accomplishments of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Also, as a reminder to all of our families, to our community, our schools and administrative offices will be closed on Monday, January 20th, in observance of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday. Next slide, please. Reminder to our community, we will be sharing the brochure for our early childhood lottery registration, which begins on February 19th. Brochure should be arriving in the homes at the beginning of February, and the registration process will run from February 19th through March 21st. Next, also, month of February is quite the busy month for us. We're also going to be sharing the brochures with our community as it relates to our gifted and talented program application. The applications will also arrive at the beginning of February. The registration opens, the application process, opens February 25th and will run through April 4th. We are going to be sharing communications with our parents as it relates to our gifted and talented information session that will be held on February 25th at school number 22 from 5:30 to 6:30. And we'll be sure to provide reminders to our community. Next slide, please. And now, news from Central, or Inside EPS. We'd like to be able to share, this is, next slide, please. I'd like to be able to share with our community that the J. Christian Bulwidge Finance Academy, the NAF Academy of Finance, has been recognized as a model distinguished status academy by the National Academy Foundation for the 8th year in a row now. Each year, the NAF Academies are evaluated through a rigorous process to ensure the highest level of support to our students, and then the students are scored in 4 major categories: academy development and structure, advisory board, program of study, which is essentially the curriculum and the instruction provided, and work-based learning. And then the scores from all of those categories are combined for an overall score for the school. So Bulwidge has achieved the distinguished status once again for this school year, and also I'd like to be able to share, as we did last month in the month of December, we shared that John E. Dwyer Technology Academy, NAF Academy of Information Technology, also was recognized for its dedication to the students, its advisory board members, its support staff and administrators in providing a high-quality education to our students. So congratulations to our Bulwidge Finance Academy, and once again, a congratulations to our Dwyer NAF Academy. And next slide, please. We'd also like to be able to share Alexander Hamilton Preparatory Academy's alumni, Joseph Quinn Vital, who was one of 111 high school and college students from all of New Jersey's 21 counties to be selected as a Governor's STEM Scholar for 2025. Quinn Vital is a 3rd-year computer science major and physics minor at Montclair State University, and he recently interned at Johnson & Johnson Technology Services in the area of reliability operations, cloud computing, where he developed software tools for application maintenance, leadership, and an infrastructure that also served as automation for Amazon's web services. The Governor's STEP Scholar, it's a public-private partnership between the Research and Development Council of New Jersey, the Office of the Governor, as well as the New Jersey Department of Education. We want to be able to recognize our proud alumni from Alexander Hamilton Preparatory Academy for this prestigious recognition. Next slide, please. And this past Saturday, on January 11th, the Elizabeth Athletics honored the 1984 and 1985 Minutemen basketball teams on the 40th anniversary of their respective county and state championship runs. Really a wonderful evening, afternoon and evening with our coaches that joined and our former players from 1984 and 1985 in recognizing 2 significant achievements, a Union County tournament with a victory over Plainfield and the 1985 team that won the Union County Championship, as well as the Group 4 state championship. Both teams were guided by NJSIAA Hall of Fame coach Ben Candelino, who was honored on Saturday during these 2 seasons, and also wanted to be able to recognize that one of the players that was a senior in the class of 1984 was our coach, Phil Colicchio, and recognizing the talent at that time as a high school student, tremendous achievements. So once again, our congratulations to both Coach Candelino and Coach Colicchio. Incredibly proud, incredibly. And that completes our community updates for the month of January. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Madam Superintendent.
They're in your No, that'll be for the next meeting. Yes.
Okay, at this time, we want to review the agenda. Tab 1A, the official and private minutes of December 19th, 2024. And tab 1B, Treasurer's and Secretary's report, November 30th, 2024. Board members, do you have any questions or comments or concerns? Seeing none, hearing none, Mr. Kennedy, please add tab 1A and tab 1B to the agenda. Tab 2A, are there any questions from the board to a personnel report? If there are none at this time, Mr. Kennedy, please add tab 2A to the agenda. Tab 3, tuitions report. Are there any questions from the board, comments or concerns? Seeing none, hearing none, please add tab 3 to the agenda. Superintendent's report, tab 4 and 4C. Tabs 4 through 4C, that is. Seeing none, hearing none, please add tabs 4 to 4C to the agenda. Authorizations report, tab 5. Are there any questions? Seeing none, hearing none, please add tab 5, authorizations report to agenda. Tab 6, 6A, finance and accounting reports.
Mr. President,
Yes, sir.
I have a question, but I see that Mr. Melanis is out here, but maybe Mr. Kennedy or Mr.
Is this
Malhotra.
authorizations report?
The transfers, right?
6? Okay.
6A, right?
6A.
That's what we're on, right? Yeah. So on the transfers, as I was saying, I see that there was a transfer to mechanics temps of $500,000 and also for overtime for $50,000 and another entry for $27,000. That's on page 6A. It's not numbered.
6A, first page.
It's on 6A. First page.
Yes.
No, yeah, first page.
First page, 6A.
Transfers. Under 2.
Mr. Malhotra can add some light on your question, shed some light on your question.
Okay, so basically just to separate some accounting, that's all it really was. The substitutes were commingled with another account, and I wanted to be able to control that account a little bit so I know what's being spent. So that's basically what it was. So we opened up a new account so that the mechanics, the temporary mechanics, can be in their own line item for accounting purposes. That's all it was.
So that's referring to mechanics who are on a temporary base, a contract basis with us?
Exactly. We have about 17 of them.
And they're working on this is for funds that were for projects for last month or for in the future?
No, this is for starting July through December to transfer the money over so we can separate what we've already paid them. And then going forward, they'll be in that new account.
Okay. So I think when we go to finance, I'll have further questions on that. Thank you.
Okay, just for clarification, you stated from July to December, the past July and December?
Yeah.
So you're just funding the account now?
Right. What we did was, it wasn't, the temporary mechanics were commingled with the custodian substitutes. So all I did is just separate those two accounts, made them into two accounts.
Understood. Thank you. Are there any other questions for tab 6A? Seeing none, hearing none, Ms. Kennedy, please add those two tabs to finance and for finance and accounting. Tab 7, award of contract reports. Any comments or concerns?
Yes, Mr. President.
Yes, Commissioner Rosemary.
Yeah. Tab 7, first page. The question is for Dr. Badalis. The first contract for VIP community service, and also the second contract with therapeutic learning connection. This is for Title I. My concern is a parents and family engagement workshop. I know it's for Title I school, but do you know the topics? It depends the school needs or?
It depends on what the school needs. Each of the vendors have, we call it a menu of their list of topics. Sometimes they survey the parents, or if parents have asked for in previous exit slips what type of topic they would like, the school selects that topic, and that's what's offered to the parents.
My second question, I know sometimes our school community, not every parent or guardian can attend due to work on different things. Is any way we can communicate with that specific school community or send information about it, or it's only for the parents who attend? Is present or virtual?
Since COVID now, they've all been present or in person. They do maybe once a year offer a virtual based on the school's need. And the schools do send out flyers and robocalls to their specific school community.
Dr. Badalis, is any way you can, sometime after this amazing professional development, they have just a paper who they can keep. If the parents need support, they can reach to the school and have that documentation in the school? Any possibility?
Kind of like a contact information or
Yes,
further information.
yes.
Typically, when the vendors do come in, they do give out a sheet
Okay.
that would have some references. Often, it might be online references, but also the school would give support, whether it be through the guidance department or the administration or the teachers, depending on the topic.
Okay, thank you so much,
You're welcome.
Dr. Badalis.
Thank you, Commissioner Rosa Morena. Any additional questions or comments? Tab 7. Seeing none, hearing none, please add tab 7 to the agenda. And at this time, I'd like to have our student representative report presented by Jesse D. Chevres.
Good evening, Dr. Heulemeyer, members of the Board of Education, and community members. My name is JC Chavez, and I'm honored to serve as the student representative for JVJ STEM Academy for the 2024-2025 academic year. In addition to my role as Student Government Secretary, I'm senior peer mentor and actively involved in various clubs, all of which have kept me deeply connected to the programs and activities at STEM. This year has been an exceptional year for STEM Academy, filled with meaningful initiatives that reflect our school's commitment to both academic excellence and community engagement. We began the school year by organizing a Pink Out event, along the Elizabeth River Trail in support of Cancer Awareness Month. It was a heartwarming environment to see students and staff come together to participate, sharing personal stories that made the experience truly impactful. Our school's focus this year has been to empower students to actively contribute to the community, help their peers, and prepare for a successful future. Some of our recent efforts included Thanksgiving food drive, organized through the combined efforts of our student government, the Elizabeth Department, PBA Local Number 4, the Elizabeth Education Association, and our transition program. The drive provided non-perishable food items to students and community members in need. Similarly, we held a holiday toy and coat drive, where students from both our main and annex buildings donated toys and coats to be given to anonymous students during the holiday season. At STEM, we believe that creating a safe, supportive, and inclusive environment is key to a successful academic experience. As a relatively new school, STEM has been consistently finding new ways to improve school culture. We were recognized as one of only 30 Microsoft incubator schools in the U.S., and we held our first ever Black History Month tour last year. JVJ STEM has only improved since. Thanks to the work of our administrators and guidance team, we have developed several programs to help our students thrive both academically and personally. One such initiative is our Senior Peer Mentor Program, which helps first-year students at the annex transition into high school by providing them with the tools and guidance they need to navigate their early years successfully. Another exciting development is our Agricultural Engineering Club, where students use indoor gardening systems to grow and harvest crops. The club, led by our dedicated educator, Ms. Alejero, has received numerous grants to expand its operations, providing students with hands-on experience in agriculture. We also dedicated time during our Week of Respect to promote kindness, inclusivity, and respect across our school community. The week featured a variety of activities, including daily mystery guest speakers making announcements on respect, with prizes awarded to homerooms that correctly identify the speaker. In addition to promoting health awareness, STEM also provides students with valuable academic opportunities. During Red Ribbon Week, our school hosted impactful health wellness presentations, raising awareness about the dangers of drug abuse across all grade levels. Students were engaged and empowered to make informed choices about their health. We also welcome college admission counselors to our school, offering students a chance to learn more about the college environment and the admissions process. This opportunity gave students a first-hand look at what their future could hold, helping them make more informed decisions about their post-graduation paths. Elizabeth Public Schools' other high schools are also thriving with a variety of exciting and impactful events. Students at Thomas Jefferson Arts Academy recently participating in the successful paint night, where both students and adults created artwork based on themes like Pokemon and Starry Night. This creative event brought the community together while allowing participants to express their artistic talents. Additionally, Jefferson's production of Grease was a standout success. The cast performed the show first at local elementary schools, bringing the classical music to younger students, and then staged the full production at their high school. The performance was a testament to the dedication and hard work of their talented theater students. At Thomas A. Edison Career and Technical Academy, students are actively participating in a community food drive. Anyone wishing to donate can contact the school secretary. The collected food is shipped to School 7 and then sent to the Elizabeth Port Community Center, helping families in need this holiday season. Meanwhile, J. Christian Bolwich Finance Academy has been celebrating Muslim American Month with a variety of enriching activities. Students participated in a geometric art and design contest, learned Arabic calligraphy, and enjoyed food from Islamic cultures. They also had the opportunity to experience custom henna tattoos and celebrated World Hijab Day by trying on hijabs, learning more about cultural traditions and fostering a greater sense of inclusion. And these activities reflect the vibrancy of our high schools as a whole and their commitment to providing students with enriching experiences that extend beyond the classroom. I'm proud to represent JVJ STEM Academy and share the exciting initiatives happening throughout Elizabeth Public Schools. Thank you again for allowing me to share all the wonderful and exciting activities Elizabeth High School students and teachers worked hard to organize. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Shevers. Let's give her a big round of applause. Amazing report. Thank you for your hard work and delivering that message. Really appreciate that.
Mr. President,
Yes, ma'am.
I have a comment. Mr. President and Madam Superintendent, I'm very, thank you, great report, I really like it. Is one part, like, I want to congratulate the administration of JC, of the
JVJ, STEM
yes,
Academy.
This is the first time I heard senior peer mentor, Madam Superintendent. I want to make sure that you can respectfully request to the administration how is the program, like, she says senior peer mentor program to help this year's first year student at the honest transition to higher school. It is amazing. For me as a teacher, sounds amazing because we know our students, and as a mother who my daughter will be in a high school next year, it's a challenge. And I heard not only from Mariana, I heard from another student in 8th grade. And I know every single high school welcome our wonderful students. But as a mother and as a teacher, I know is a student who support them is the answer is different. It's different. That means I'm very, very excited to hear information about the senior peer mentor program. Maybe ask the administration how is the process, because I know it's different buildings, what kind of initiative they doing, or is virtual, or how it's working. And maybe something we can implement, Mr. President, in our rest of our high schools. Oh, it's something like we need to discuss with the rest of the board member, my board family, but I'm very interested in the program. And thank you so much. I really like your report. Very detailed. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. All right. At this time, we want to go back to agenda setting, adding another item to, God bless you, adding another item to the agenda, our claims list. Do we have any questions from our board? Seeing none, hearing none, please add the claims list to the agenda. And the next item to add on to the agenda is several resolutions that I need to make mention of. And that's our 10A, 10 to 10N resolutions. It's the appointment of our architects, tab 10, the appointment of our construction managers, tab 10A, the appointment of our engineers, tab 10B, the appointment of our environmental consultants, tab 10C, the appointment of our special counsel, tab 10D, the appointment of the acceptance of the audit year ending in 2023-2024, which you heard earlier, tab 10E, the requisition for taxes for the school district, tab 10F, resolution honoring National School Counselors Week, tab 10G, payment for unused vacation days for one of our former employees, tab 10H, the resolution for Career and Technical Education Month, tab 10I, Children's Dental Health Month, tab 10J, tab 10K, honoring Harriet Tubman, tab 10L, resolution for African American Heritage Month, and tab 10M, transfer of maintenance reserve funds. I'm not sure if there's a tab 10N.
There is. That's a remembrance of Nathaniel Burns.
Okay. Yeah, I got it. So we have some. And tab 10N, the remembrance of the former employees that we mentioned at the top of the beginning of the meeting, we had several. So I want to make sure I state everybody's name correctly. And that is Frank Marinaccio, retired bus driver, retired administrative secretary Deborah Lillian Carroll, and retired custodian Nathaniel Burns. We want to make sure that this goes into permanent record, their recognition and honor for all those that we've lost. In regards to the resolutions, any questions or comments? There was a lot of them. Okay, seeing none, hearing none, please add tabs 10 to 10N, and our final tab, which is going to be tab 11. Board of Education committees, we want to appoint the following committees for this year: the Education Management committees, with the following members: Stephanie Pastana, our chairperson, Maria Carvalho, and Rosa Marina Ortega, our commissioners. Finance and Accounting, with our chairperson, Mr. Commissioner Jerry Jacobs, Commissioner Charlene Baffles, and Commissioner Stephanie Pastana. Our Legal Committee, chairperson, Mr. Isaias Rivera, Commissioner Maria Carvalho, and Commissioner Eliana Chevres. Our School Properties Committee, chairperson, Commissioner Vice President Maria Carvalho, chairperson Eliana Chevres, and Commissioner Jerry Jacobs. Our special committees for negotiations will be Mr. Jerry Jacobs, chairperson, Commissioner Charlene Baffles, Commissioner Pastana, Commissioner Rivera. And our Special Education Committee will be Commissioner Chevres as chairperson, Commissioner Barbosa, Commissioner Rivera. And special appointment to the Union County Ed Services Commission is Commissioner Jerry Jacobs. And to the Urban School Boards, Commissioner Jerry Jacobs again. To our Union County School Boards Association, Mr. Isaias Rivera. And to our New Jersey School Boards, our Master School Board member, Commissioner Rosa Marina Ortega. Any comments or concerns? Seeing none, hearing none, Mr. Kennedy, please add tab 11 to the official agenda. At this time, I would like to request motion to go into private session to consider matters exempt under the Open Public Meetings Act, specifically for discussion of legal matters, specifically workman's comp, JC, VC, and potential litigation matters, potential matters, EN, and reorganization. The board will convene in public and may take formal action. May I have a motion and a second?
Mr. President, I make a motion to go into private session.
I second that motion.
Motion has been made and properly second. Mr. Kennedy, roll call, please.
Barbosa,
Yes.
Carvalho,
Yes.
Chevres,
Yes.
Jacobs, Marina Ortega,
Yes.
Concavos Pastana, Neron.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Kennedy. And before we leave, I just want to thank all our directors for being here. Thank you for making time out of your busy schedule to be here with us today and participate, even those who are supporting us. We appreciate you. And thank you so much. All right. Ms. Kennedy, can you add the items that were presented during private session to the official agenda?
Yeah, we have a resolution for settlement of workers' compensation, JC. We have a resolution for reorganization. We have administrator. And we have a resolution for termination of employment, EN.
Mr. Kennedy, council will make a point of clarification to you. Mr. Kennedy, are we clear with the additional items that have been added?
Yes, one was for reorganization, and the second one asked was the appointment of the assistant school business administrator.
Thank you. Ms. Kennedy, please add those items to the agenda. At this time, we want to have our superintendent to present the HIB report. I believe that's tab 4D.
Thank you, Mr. President. Pursuant to Board Policy 5131.1, harassment, intimidation, and bullying, and the New Jersey Statute 18A:37, the results of each investigation shall be reported to the Board of Education no later than the date of the next board meeting following completion of the investigation, and include any services provided, training established, discipline imposed, or other actions taken or recommended by the Chief School Administrator. Since our last Board of Education meeting on December 19th and through January 9th, our school counselors and school-based social workers have completed 31 HIB investigations. Of these investigations, 12 were founded. There were 15 males, 24 females, 35 regular education students, 4 special education students that were the alleged victims. There were 19 males, 16 females, 29 regular education students, and 6 special education students that were the alleged offenders. Of the 12 cases founded for HIB, 3 cases were founded based on race and national origin, 3 cases founded based on color, 2 cases founded based on sexual orientation, 2 cases were founded based on gender, and 7 cases were founded based on other identifying characteristics. Of the services provided and actions taken for these investigations, there were 14 skill development lessons and trainings, 26 counseling sessions, 3 behavioral interventions, 8 referrals for outpatient mental health treatment, 2 changes of classroom, 2 administrative counseling sessions, 11 in-school detentions, 18 parent conferences, 6 out-of-school suspensions, 2 referrals to outside agencies, and 3 cases are continuing to be monitored. The HIB statute further requires that at our next regularly scheduled meeting, after our board members have received the initial report of HIB investigations, that the board issue a decision in writing to affirm, reject, or modify the superintendent's decision pertaining to the 45 cases that were reported to you at the last board meeting on December 19th. In order for you to do so, the investigative summaries from those investigations which were reported to you at the last board meeting have been provided to you prior to voting, and this completes our report for the month of January.
Thank you, Superintendent. Much appreciated. Mr. Kennedy, please add tab 4D to the agenda. Before I move on to the next item, board members, do you have any questions or concerns in regards to this entire agenda that's been presented to you today, January 14th, 2025?
Mr. President?
Yes, Commissioner.
I have a question for the superintendent. As it relates to the VPs, does this make all of our VPs permanent?
Yes, it does. That report that's been included in tab 2A accounts for all of our vice principals as well as supervisors that were in an interim status are now appointed. That completes all of the administrations, all the administrators.
Thank you.
Any further questions or concerns? All right, seeing none, hearing none, Ms. Kennedy, may I have a motion and a second to approve the entire agenda and the additional items?
Mr. President, I make a motion to approve the entire agenda.
Second.
Motion has been made and properly seconded. Any comments or concerns? Seeing none, hearing none, Mr. Kennedy, roll call.
Barbosa,
Yes.
Carvalho,
Yes.
abstain.
Do you have abstentions?
Abstain on 4B.
Thank
And
you.
yes to everything else. My apologies.
Chevres,
Yes, with abstention in 4B.
Jacobs. Marina Ortega,
Yes.
Goncalves Pestana,
Yes.
Naron.
Yes, with the abstentions of 2A and 4B.
So the entire agenda has passed.
Thank you, Mr. Kennedy. Earlier today, I want to thank everybody for a very successful first meeting of the year, business and agenda setting meeting. As we stated earlier this evening, each month a board member will have a different initiative, and you'll be hearing the upcoming initiatives coming up real soon, coming to a school near you. We'll also be taking the show on the road as we do our special tributes every month with our students, and we celebrate the different themes and activities that we have happening throughout the district. We'll be coming to schools in your neighborhood, so we want to bring the board meetings back to the first meeting of the month, back to the community, and our regular business and agenda setting meetings will take place here at School 51. As we embark on yet another wonderful celebration and we honor Dr. King, Superintendent did mention tomorrow at 4 p.m. we'll be having the wreath-laying ceremony at the Dr. Martin Luther King Monument at right across the street from Frank J. Ciccarelli Jefferson High School and across the street from City Hall. We will be at the park memorializing and remembering the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King. So we invite you and your families to come out. We definitely want to get the youth to participate and understand the history of our country and the history of freedom, liberation, and equality for all here in the country as we celebrate the legacy of Dr. King. Also, a full version of the video that you saw for mentoring, National Mentoring Month will be up on the website. So for further information and details, please log on to our website and get all the upcoming community updates, Parent Connect updates to get involved and stay active with our schools and communities. There are a lot of activities and parent engagement workshops that will be coming down the pipeline. So please stay tuned and you'll be learning a whole lot more about what the district has to offer and the opportunities that exist. So again, want to thank everybody here today. Our board commissioners, do we have any comments or concerns before we close?
Yes, Mr. President. This morning, we thank you to recognize us, and I want to say thank you to every board member. It's a lot of work and dedication, and each one of us have different passion. But I want to, congratulate each one of you. Keep it up. God bless us. And thank you for recognize Madam Superintendent us today and recognize the hard work and dedication. Like sometimes it's a lot of things behind the scenes, but we're here to work for our wonderful district, and God bless us. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Commissioners? Seeing no other comments, again, thank you to our entire team, our entire staff. Thank you for your amazing teamwork, and thank you, Madam Superintendent. At this time, may I have a motion and a second to adjourn?
I motion to adjourn.
I second the motion.
Motion has been made and properly seconded. Mr. Kennedy, roll call, please.
Barbosa,
Yes, good night.
Cavallo,
Yes, good night.
Chevres,
Yes, good night.
Jacobs,
Yes, good night.
Marina Ortega.
Yes.
Goncalves Pestana,
Yes, good night, everyone.
and President Naron.
Yes, good night, everyone. Thank you.